Hello, how are you doing? Is this your first technical interview?
Hello, I'm good. I hope you're also good, sir. Technically, this is my first online interview. I've been giving on-site interviews lately.
So basically, before we begin ahead, I want to tell you this is a three-stage interview. First is which is happening right now, which is conducted by a technical recruiter only, which is me in your case. And if you pass this, the next one will be with a product lead manager, and along with a technical recruiter. It could be me or someone else in my instead of my position, and in which they're gonna show you a project, a sample project, in which you have to understand that project and implement a couple changes into it that will be asked by them on the runtime. And the third interview and the final one, if you pass all of that, will be in which CEO and two tech leads will be present, and in which you will be presenting your existing project, the project that you have worked on. It can be a full stack project or just a front end or the back end project. That's just any project that you have worked on. So that is all the stage and step processes. So let's just get into it with this interview. I hope you're ready.
Yes, totally understood, and absolutely, I'm totally ready.
Okay, awesome. Basically, let's get started with some basic introductions. So how long have you been familiar with this library or framework of web development in React and using JavaScript?
Basically, it's been more than 2 years since I've been working with the web development. Um, I started with HTML, CSS, then moved to React, and then JavaScript. A little bit learned also React Native also. So yeah, it's been more than 2 years.
Can you tell me the difference between let and var, which is to choose at one specific point?
So yeah, basically there is something called the scope of the code. So let allows you to declare variables that are limited to the scope of the block statement or expression in which it is getting used. Unlike var keyword, it basically declares the variable globally. It does not declare under the scope of block or expression in which it is getting used.
Okay. What is your take on state and props in React? Are these the same things?
Yeah, the answer to it is no. State is basically responsible for handling the component's expected behavior and rendering, whereas props is mostly called properties.
Okay, speaking of that they are different according to you, so can you please elaborate differences between them, couple differences?
Yeah, state, as I told before, is responsible for components' expected behavior and rendering. So, state, the parent can change the values in props and also in the child. It can also changes its value. That does not happen in state. It stays the same.
Okay, are you familiar with the refs in React? Better if you could tell me some cases when to use references.
Yeah, so ref is basically references that are used to give in React. They also include of third-party libraries, and they're mostly their use cases is for triggering animations and for something called focus management in React.
Okay, so there is a React hook as we discussed before, state hook. So what basically I want to ask is set state asynchronous or not?
So set state actions are indeed asynchronous. Set state does not immediately mutate the state. Instead, it creates a pending state transition. So that being said, set states calls are asynchronous.
Okay, so just give me a yes or no answer. Regarding the Node.js, can you access DOM in Node?
No, sir. DOM is not accessible in Node.js.
Okay, and also since you've worked on in full stack projects, what are the challenges that you want to say that exist in using Node.js?
One of the things that I faced working with Node.js is the technical challenge in order to scale up it from a single thread to multi-core thread. That's where it gets a little bit of challenging in Node.js.
Okay. For the next part, I would like you to kindly open online editor of any of your choice and go to a fake REST API, www.json placeholder. Once you go into that website, just scroll down a little when you'll see resources. Yes, and then go to the albums API. And in the albums, you have user IDs, an ID and title. What you have to implement is you have to fetch the title and the ID of the albums whose user ID is 3. So basically, you have to fetch the titles. If you want to fetch ID, that is okay. Also, you just have to fetch one thing whose user ID is 3. Okay.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna use Code Sandbox as an online editor to do this filtering fetching, and I'm gonna use a map function for this. There's just one thing I want to confirm that in order to display the data that you said, should it be in the form of links or simple texts you want to display on the screen? And yeah.
Basically, you can do anything. You can even print it on console using console.log, or you can display it in the form of h-text, p-text, buttons, links. It's all up to you. Just you need to fetch these details and using any function that you want. You want to create any function or fetch it through map, anything. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Okay, got it. basically I'm using useState to handle the data that gets fetched into the state that I've created here is items, and then that the use effect actually fetches that data on when the screen appears according to its behavior, and then I will be using a filter here, as there is a requirement for us to filter the albums with a user ID 3. So I'm giving equal to 3, and since the album 3 now contains all the data of user ID 3, then we can just map the album 3 straight up and print the everything that we want. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to create fetching using fetch in the API through the link fetch, and have to get the link first. And have to wrap this in the JSON and then put that in the use state that I've created. Have to update that use state. Okay, now I have to import the use effect that will be fetching the data. I have to add an array, empty array, and then yes, that's okay. Let's remove this snippet here. No, I think I should implement filter up top. Yeah, that is that. Getting the data from the state function, getting the item, and then I wanted to return the user ID 3. Let's just wrap it in the age tag, and then yeah, so That's it. It's printing user ID 3 all titles.
Okay, so that's it. Thanks for this interview, and we will be responding you with the email within 24 hours about this status of this first stage, and you can now basically leave the meeting if you want. In case you have any question regarding the company, recruitment, or anything, you can ask them right here.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful experience as my first online interview. There's one thing that I would like to ask: that what type of projects that I will be working on in this job role?
Okay, so good question. Basically, we cannot tell you about the whole project right now until it get finalized to the third stage. But you'll be mostly working for the healthcare department, in which you'll be taking mostly the tasks of handling the appointments along with the backend servers.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Yep. Okay. Everything is clear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And yeah, I'll surely I'll look forward for the emails. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that's it. So meeting now. Thank you so much. Bye.